Hello everybody, TyronnCannon here and welcome to a brand new challenge video on my channel. Today we're going to be starting our attempt of the batting for 5 days challenge in a test match. I got this idea, it's not my original idea, but it's been inspired by GJ Weaver and We Cricket, their respective channels. I believe they've done the channels on their channels, the challenge on their channels rather. So this is completely inspired by them. It's not an original idea, but I'm going to see how I fare trying to complete this challenge. So we'll just wait and see how we go. Now the state of the game at the moment, we've got David Warner and Marcus Harris opening the batting, obviously playing against England. It's a late shot through point. We'll get a couple of runs for it. We might actually get 3 because it's a bit of a throw from the deep. First runs on the board for Australia. Marcus Harris on strike now. Jimmy Anderson's bowling the first over for England, just doing a little bit of admin to begin. So how I'm going to do this, leave that. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to do it one day at a time. So day 1 will be its own video, day 2 will be its own video, etc, etc. And then you just go from there really. So it should be 5 videos in total. If I don't complete the challenge, then you probably won't see the video. You might see it. It depends how close I get. It's a good straight drive, blocked off by mid-off. Good little start by England here, keeping things nice and tidy. Stuart Broad running into bowl now. Has got the wood over David Warner in real life. He's gotten David Warner out a handful of times. Hopefully we can avoid that here today. It's in the gap. That'll be racing to the boundary. I don't think it'll make it for 4 because it's a bit of a slow outfield. Might just get 3 again. Well kept out by Harris. Let's have a quick drink. I've got water and tea next to me, so I'm fully prepared for anything that happens in this video. I've got the appropriate beverage. That's 2 overs down. No run there. Just chipped it to mid-wicket. No run. Jimmy Anderson running in for his 2nd over of the morning. No run there. I've absolutely creamed that. It's gone straight to point. Well fielded. Definitely well fielded. Just a cheeky flick through the leg side on this occasion. Might be able to get 3 again. And we will. So very consistent from Dave Warner, getting 3 runs in each of the 3 overs so far. He's shuffled on to 9. Marcus Harris gets his first runs of the morning, punching a shot through mid-on. And that's the first boundary of the morning as well, so... Let's go look at this on replay. Beautiful little shot. Let's hit the exact same shot again. I haven't timed it as well. The fielder's going to chase it down just for the 2 on this occasion. Suddenly we're going at 5 runs and over. Stuart Broad's back on the bowl. Well kept out by David Warner. Probably could have left that alone as well. We've got 87 overs remaining today, so... Ooh, love that. There is a fielder there. Gully. Didn't quite reach Gully, I think it was. Yeah. Hamid at Gully. Yep. Get the cheeky single, why not? No run there. It's a beautiful cut shot by Harris. Just going to get the single for it. One ball left in the over. Warner's going to face Broad. It's pulled away and it's going to be out. So first wicket of the morning, Stuart Broad to David Warner. As we sort of predicted it would happen. Did not time it well at all. And it's caught by Dawid Malan at square leg. David Warner's gone for 10. Australia are now 1 for 17. Marnus Labuschagne going to be the next batsman to the crease. And Australia have lost their first wicket. Not ideal. As just punched through cover by Marcus Harris. That'll be 4. Beautiful shot. It's a good straight drive from Harris again. Don't think it's going to quite reach the rope. It's well fielded. Just going to get the 3 in the end. So Marcus Harris has done well to race to 14 after a little bit of a slow start. Marnus facing his first delivery, and it's a play and miss. No run. Three dot balls to end the over. Australia 24 for 1 after 5. Hopefully we can get a few more runs on the board and not lose any more wickets. No run, well fielded by cover. Another dot ball. Starting to soak up a bit of dot balls, Marcus Harris. Ooh, it chipped over the top of the wicketkeeper's head, and that'll be 4. Lucky we weren't caught behind on that occasion. Butland didn't really have a chance to get that. Another dot ball. Just the 4 runs off the over. Australia are 28 for 1. Jimmy Anderson's going to be running in to fat bowl his 4th over. Might as well leave that. No run there. Probably could have left that alone. But that's alright. That's well fielded. Marnus just taking his time to get off the mark here today. Jimmy Anderson's bowled 5 dot balls in a row. And that'll be a maiden. First maiden of the match. Australia's still 28 for 1. Marcus Harris now to face Stuart Broad. Yeah, we're on that. Oh, actually no, there's no overthrows. Let's not be silly. Sorry, I just had to mute my microphone there. Had to do a sneeze. So that's a good. Marnus now none off 10. That's first wide of the morning. That'll probably be back-to-back wides. Yep. Well fielded again. Marnus has absolutely middled that. Well left. Just getting our eye in. Because we don't want to lose another wicket. I think because we've essentially, if we want to bat the entire 5 days, we can only afford to lose 2 wickets a day, really. Because we've got 10 wickets, 5 days, 10 divided by 5 equals 2. That's a beautiful shot through by Marcus Harris through mid-wicket. Might just run the 2. Run rate's now back over 4. Marcus Harris doing a very good job early. Another good shot through mid-wicket. Probably going to be another 2 runs. No run there. No. No, no, no. Play and miss. It's a shot straight down the ground. It's probably going to be 4. Slowing in the outfield a little bit. We're going to run 3. So Australia 1 for 38 after 9. Stuart Broad going to be running in for his 5th over. Duck that. Another wide. Went for the pull shot, did not time it well at all. I think we might have to put that shot in the bin for a little bit. So that's how we got out to David Warner off Stuart Broad. There is a man at square leg. David Malani's still there. So I think we're better off just playing 4 to the wicket at the moment. That is a glorious shot down the ground. That's going to be 4 straight away. No, it just absolutely got crashed down the ground. Duck below duck below that is what I meant to say. No run there. 1 left in the over. Australia 43 for 1 so far. No. Alright, that's the first 10 overs down. Jimmy Anderson still in his opening spell. That's hit Marnus fresh in the scone. Well fielded by mid-off. Marnus 16 balls without a run. Hopefully we can turn that around shortly. Leave that. Just punch that again straight to mid-off, so I can't seem to pick the gaps at the moment, Marnus. 18 off 0. Sorry, 0 off 18, rather. That's another maiden to Jimmy Anderson, I believe. Actually, I think that actually might be his first maiden. So, Ollie Robinson now coming in for Stuart Broad. Hopefully it can be a change of fortune for England early. Let's hit me in the chest. Full toss over the top. That's what it means. You got to hit it for 6 if you get a full toss. And it's just a beautiful shot over cover. I'm going to have a look at that on the replay. Let's have a look over here. That is just a beautiful shot for 6 and didn't quite get to the security guard for a catch. But that is okay. Ollie Robinson, no more full tosses, bud. Otherwise you're going to be hit for 6. Good recovery. Could have pulled that away, but didn't want to risk it. Around there. Play and a miss. Just the 6 off the over. Australia 49 for 1. Chris Wokes coming in for Stuart Broad. Marnus Labuschagne still on 0. And that has now changed with a beautiful shot down the ground. Beautiful straight drive for 4. See if we can have a look at this on replay. Just beautiful technique. Punched it down the ground for 4. So Marnus now on the scoreboard. Australia past the 50 mark after 12.1 overs. Good recovery delivery from Chris Wokes. Not a lot of gaps on the offside. There's a big gap on the leg side if he pitches it straight, which he does. We just get the single, so we hit that down to deep square leg. Duck below that. Duck below that as well. So Australia 54 for 1 after 12, I think. After 13, rather. Marnus Labuschagne facing Ollie Robinson for the first time this morning. And he's just smoked that straight to mid-off. Well fielded. Who is that man at mid-off? Stuart Broad. He's done very well this morning at mid-off. Just play that back down the pitch. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. It's in the gap through cover. Might get a couple Marnus. Well run. And that is another nick behind the stumps, and that'll be out. Marnus Labuschagne with just a lapse of concentration there. Went for a shot that probably wasn't on, and it's cost him his wicket. Now we've got Steve Smith coming to the crease. Australia are 2 for 56 after 13.5. And we probably can't afford to lose a wicket for the remainder of the day if we want to be a chance to battle 5 days. So we've got the best part of 75 overs to bat. Marcus Harris, he's sort of established at 36, but I don't trust him based on his real life performances. Tends to get out in the 30s a lot. Just have a quick sip of tea. My voice is getting a bit hoarse. That's a bit better. So Steve Smith facing Chris Wokes. No run there. Another play and miss by Steve Smith. He's struggling to get his eye in at the moment. Hey, hey, hey. Tell you what, it's been an action-packed opening 15 overs. 1 ball remaining until drinks. Australia 257 at drinks. Not a good start in terms of the grand scheme of the challenge. Hopefully Australia can put the bad stuff behind them and just continue at a leisurely pace for the remainder of the day. Can't talk at the moment. I don't know why. It's in the air. I don't think it's going to be out. It was a risky shot. Might be cut off by deep fine leg. No, it's going to go for 4. Not a good shot from Marcus Harris, but fairly risk-free considering there's no one out there. So 43 off 42 now. Ollie Robinson's starting to get a little bit expensive from his overs. Nope, no run there. There's now a man out there at deep square leg for the pull shot, so we might put that shot away for now. That is a beautiful shot down the ground. And it's gone for 6, so that's the second 6 for Marcus Harris this match. We'll have a look at this on the replay. Let's have a look at this beautiful shot. Just absolutely crunched by Marcus Harris. Didn't clear the rope by much, but it was there in the end. That's the main thing. So Marcus Harris now shuffled on to 49. Steve Smith gets his first runs of the morning with a unconvincing cut shot through cover. Australia now 2 for 71. Just going at over 4 runs and over. No run there. Play and miss by Steve Smith. Not something you see often. Well bowled by Chris Wokes. That's well played. That's well left by Steve Smith. So Australia 71 for 2. Ollie Robinson now running into bowl. He's 1 for 20 off 3, so quite expensive at the moment. That's a big swing from Marcus Harris. He wants another 6. Now, there's sort of not much to hit through on the offside. Might have to go straight down the ground or through the leg side. But we'll see what we can get away with. Straight's probably our best bet. Leave that. Ooh. Did not mean to glove that. It's over the top. I don't think it'll be 6. But that is the half century for Marcus Harris. So 53 off 50 deliveries. 6 fours, 2 sixes in it. At a strike rate of just over 106. So a very good start for Marcus Harris. A good start for Australia. Hopefully we can continue that good form for the remainder of the test match. And Marcus Harris is gone. So Australia now 3 for 75. Just did not time that well. It was a bit uppish by Marcus Harris. It's the end of a very good innings. So lots of shots all over the ground. Travis Head's actually going to promote Cameron Green to number 5. Now we've got Steve Smith and Cameron Green to the crease. 72 overs remaining in the day. Now, can't afford to lose another wicket, especially in the next probably 20 overs. England have bowled very well this morning. We've already got 3 wickets. It's another dot ball. It's beaten the man at mid-off. Just get the single. Cameron Green wanted second, but Steve Smith said no. So just a single from the over, I believe. Australia 3 for 76 from 19. Ollie Robinson's going to be running in for his 5th over. Currently 2 for 24. We'll duck below that. Going at just under 6 runs and over. So expensive, but he's gotten 2 wickets. So can't fault the method, and that is a beautiful shot from Steve Smith. Just punch that straight down the ground. Marnus hit a very similar shot earlier in the innings, but that was just beautiful from Steve Smith for 4. Smith now moves on to 7. Front foot pull shot from Steve Smith. Another aggressive stroke. Don't think it's going to reach the boundary. It's a slow outfield. And they'll just settle for 3. Thought about 4, but didn't want to risk a run out at this stage of the innings. That's another straight drive down the ground. This time from Cameron Green for 4. Australia 3 for 87 now. This has been an expensive over from Robinson again. 11 coming from it so far. Should probably have left that alone, Cameron. It's a beautiful shot through cover. I don't think it's going to reach the boundary. Actually, it might reach the boundary. It's moving a bit quicker than I would thought. 15 from the over. Australia 3 for 91. Chris Woakes coming on for another over. Australia just going out over 4.5 runs and over. Well played by Steve Smith. Kept the ball off the stumps. Cameron Green 8 off 5. So a quick start for him. Smith 10 off 19. Fielded by mid-off. I believe that's still Stuart Broad at mid-off. A lot of balls been hit in his direction this morning. That's punched down the ground again from Smith for another boundary. This time off Woakes, who's been very economical so far this morning. No run there. Another dot ball from Smith. Just the 4 runs off the over from Woakes. Smith 14 off 24. Green 8 off 5. Ben Stokes now coming to the popping crease to have a bowl. It's the 5th bowler for England so far this morning. And Green's done well to keep that one out. There's a big gap at cover if he pitches it wide. That's probably too wide for Green to do anything with. In fact, it's been called a wide, so... But there's little gaps that have formed now with England's field setting. And that's exactly the gap that I was talking about. The Green has hit that superbly through the gap, and that'll be 4. So Green 12 off 7. He's done very well. Hit 3 boundaries already this morning from his 7 deliveries. That could possibly be another boundary to his name. And it's reached the boundary again. So make that 4 boundaries for Cameron Green. He's done very well so far with this promotion up the order that he's been given. He's raced past Smith to 16. Smith's still on 14 at this stage. He's been bowled the full toss, and you know you got to hit that over the top. So that's be another boundary to Cameron Green. $20 off 9, which is a little bit ridiculous in a test match, but it's alright, we're going with it. 3 consecutive boundaries. and he's done well to block that one out. So didn't want to get too over the top. And that's been a very expensive over from Ben Stokes so far. 13 off that one. Chris Wokes now coming back onto bowl. Been very economical. None for 13 off his 5 overs. Australia 3 for 108 at this stage, going at 4.87 runs and over. No thanks to some very expensive bowling from Robinson and Stokes. And I think Jimmy Anderson's been quite expensive as well, but that's a beautiful shot from Steve Smith down the ground. Trying to catch up to Cameron Green, that'll be 4. Run rate's now gone over 5. That was very close to being out. That's how Marcus Harris got out. So got to be very careful. There's a big gap on the leg side through mid-wicket if he does it straight. He doesn't. Couldn't quite work it across Steve Smith. Normally he's very good at moving across the stumps and hitting through mid-wicket, but couldn't quite do it on this occasion. Just the 4 from it, I believe, from Chris Wokes. Ben Stokes has been given another over from Joe Root. That'll be another full toss. He hasn't learnt his lesson. That'll be punched down the ground for 4. Beautiful shot from Cameron Green. Cameron Green's left that alone. Well bowled by Stokes. Green's done well to keep that out as well. Good cricket all round. It's been left alone. That is a glorious pull shot from Cameron Green, and that has gone for 6. Another 6. I believe that's 3 6s this morning that we've seen. But we're going to have a look at that on the replay because that was absolutely beautiful. Oh, there we go. There's the ball. That is a beautiful shot. So again, 10 off the over from Ben Stokes. We've got 1 ball remaining. Front foot pull shot. It's going to be racing to the boundary. Might just be 2 on this occasion. So again, very expensive from Ben Stokes. 12 from the over. Australia, 3 for 124. Stuart Broad's coming back on the bowl. He's been very good this morning. 1 for 17 off his 5. .66 overs remaining today. Run rate still just over 5. Whoop, did not mean to do that. 4 dot balls in a row from Smith. Done very well so far. He's been playing very disciplined brand of cricket. $18 from 35. And that'll be a maiden from Broad. So Australia's still 124 for 3 after 25. Run rate's now gone below 5. So hopefully Australia can be a little bit more patient, because they've been playing very sort of outside of Smith and Labuschagne. They've been very sort of almost looking to play 1-day cricket, whereas this is 5-day cricket. You got to be patient. I mean, it's literally going to be 5-day cricket, so you got to be as patient as possible. Wait for those bad balls, which they will come, and then pounce. Leave that alone. Three dot balls in a row from Stokes. This is good from him. Duck below that. Cameron Green's a tall man, so definitely if he's having to duck, it's quite the delivery. Ducked again. Back-to-back maidens from England. Australia still 124 for 3. Stuart Broad back on the bowl. Here to bowl at Smith. Well timed, just hit straight to mid-off again. England's starting to build a little bit of pressure with all these dot balls. Three dots in a row, all due to good fielding from England. Just get the single. I'm not sure if that came off. Actually, yeah, just single. 50 partnership is up for these two. Came off the glove, so will be a single for Steve Smith. Not a buy or anything. Just single off that over. Australia 125 for 3. Stokes coming in for his third over of the morning. That's flicked away to the leg side by Smith. They're going to run 2, and I think it'll just be the 2. Did not time that well at all, Steve Smith, but he's punched it down the ground. It's a full toss, and it got the full toss treatment, 4 runs. Yeah, he's just not gotten onto that at all. No run. Stokes just needs to get his line and length right. He's been definitely the most expensive of the bowlers so far in terms of run rate. It's a good pull shot by Steve Smith. That'll be 4, I hope. Yes, it will be. So Smith moves on to 29 off 44. Green 32 off just 25. So starting to build a really good partnership, these two. So 10 off that over again from Stokes. Australia 3 for 135. Broad coming on for his 8th over. Leave that. It's been a good last couple of deliveries from Stuart Broad. Not a great deal happening in the middle at the moment. Australia just happy to soak up dot balls. England desperately trying to get another wicket. Oh, it's a quick run from Australia and they've made it. I think Cameron Green just wanted to get off strike. Just release the shackles and just stop soaking up those dot balls. Whereas I think Steve Smith, he's a lot happier just to soak up dot balls, sort of play time with Stuart Broad. Whereas Cameron Green, I think, is probably a little bit more impatient. It's a good over from Stuart Broad. Australia 3 for 170. No, sorry, 3 for 137. Ollie Robinson's back on the bowl. He's got 2 wickets at 2 for 39 at this stage. So between him and Broad, they're doing majority of the work in terms of a bowling perspective in regards to wickets. And it's not a good delivery first up from Robinson. He's going to concede 3. Well fielded. Leave that alone. And that'll be wide, so Ollie Robinson just not helping himself with his figures. Just keeps bowling wides and conceding lots of runs. He's gotten 2 wickets, which is great, but no good if you're conceding lots of runs, so that was an uppish ball, that one. Lucky there wasn't a short cover in place like there was for Marcus Harris. Although there is a short mid wicket in place on the leg side. Well fielded by, I think it's Stuart Broad, I'm guessing still at mid-off. Just the 4 runs off the Ollie Robinson over. Australia are 3 for 141. And I believe that is the end of the first session. So after one session, Australia, as I said, 3 for 141. Marcus Harris doing the most damage with the bat with 53 or 52. David Warner fell early for 10. Mark Slabshane not too long after for 7. And after being 3 for 75 at one point, these two have sort of put on a good partnership of, let's do some quick maths, 66. And yeah, I think Australia I'd say Australia won the session as a total, but obviously losing 3 wickets not ideal. I'd say Stuart Broad's been the pick of the bowlers so far, getting 1 for 20 off his 8 overs. Chris Woakes also bowling very, very well. But yeah, Ollie Robinson and Ben Stokes have been very, very expensive. So hopefully they can change that around for England's perspective. And we are now going to get into the second session. And the first ball of the session, that is a beautiful shot straight down the ground from Steve Smith, and that will probably race away for 4. And it has. So a lot of straight drives we've seen this morning. The pitch is definitely favouring that, I believe. It's beaten the fielder again, and that'll be back-to-back boundaries by Steve Smith. So he's starting to get his eye in. He was very patient very early. Now he's 41 off 50, so he's got almost a full confidence bar. He's pulled that away to the leg side. There's no fielders out there, so probably going to be able to run 3, I reckon. Which they have done. So Steve Smith 44 of 51 now. So very expensive start to the session by Stuart Broad. No run there. That was potentially a very dangerous run. So Australia did the right thing by pulling out there. Cameron Green hasn't perfectly timed that down the ground, but might be able to just get 2. Just to stretch the legs. So Australia 154 for 3, as you would have heard by the announcer. Ollie Robinson coming into bowl for his 7th. Still think we need to leave that cut shot alone, because I think that's I'm not timing those particularly well at the moment. So I think Australia should leave those cut shots alone and just focus hitting the balls sort of on the leg side and hitting them down the ground as well. That is hit Steve Smith flushed on the elbow. Hopefully no injury will come from that. Play and miss by Steve Smith, first one in a little while. Ollie Robinson's done well this over. I think that's 4 dot balls in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Gee, that's a good shot from Smith. Just punched down the ground for 4. No stopping that. Steve Smith moves on to 48. Just a 4 off that over from Ollie Robinson, so I guess we could call that an improvement on what he's been dishing up recently. Anyway, Stuart Broad onto bowl now. That'll be a dot ball. Just worked onto the leg side by Cameron Green. That'll be 4 more, I reckon. Just bowled a little bit too straight on that occasion, Stuart Broad. well fielded by square leg on that occasion. I think Cameron Green was eager to hit another ball down that area, so anyway, didn't quite get the opportunity to do so. But he's going to have an opportunity to hit that ball down the ground for 4 more. So Australia now 3 for 166. This partnership is developing very nicely. Cameron Green now 43 off 42. Stuart Broad been very expensive in his last 2 overs. Green has absolutely smashed that. Australia 166 for 3 after 33 overs. Ollie Robinson coming into bowl at Smith. Smith has hit that straight up in the air, but I believe it's going to be safe. But that'll be his 50. He's just going to take the 2. He didn't want to risk running a 3rd. That's 50 off 58 by Steve Smith. 8 fours in it. Strike rate of 86. He's done very, very well. Now he's going to dig in and try and get that century. Play and miss by Smith. Front foot pull shot again from Smith. Work that through square leg. He's actually going to pick up 3, I reckon. Green's done well to back him up. Australia now 3 for 171 after 33.5. Green is on strike. He's done very well to leave that one, and 34 overs done. Smith playing a somewhat one-dimensional innings, just hitting a lot of balls straight down the ground and playing through square leg, almost nothing through the offside. But he's batted very, very well for his 53, so can't really argue with a method that's working. It's well left by Smith. Broad's been, as I said earlier, Broad's been very expensive in these opening couple of overs since the lunch break. It's hit back over Broad's head, bowled a juicy full toss, and that'll be 4. And it's also brought up the 100 partnership between these two, so they've done very, very well when since Australia were in a little bit of danger. No, do not run that. Play and miss, another one by Smith. He's had a couple of plays and misses so far in this innings.
End of the over. Australia are now 175 for 3.
Oh, that's a risky shot from Green, and it's resulted in his wicket. That's a real poor shot from Green. Ollie Robinson's picked up another one. So well caught by Stuart Broad. Australia 4 for 175 now. Travis Head's going to be coming to the crease. Australia are in deep trouble if they want to make the whole 5 days. No run there. Another player missed by Smith. Smith's hit that down the ground. He's going to get another 4 from it. That's another boundary hit down the ground by Smith. It's beautifully timed for 4. He's starting to be an absolute rock for Australia. Jimmy Anderson's back on the bowl for his second spell of the match. And Travis Head going to be facing his first delivery of the match. So, well kept out by Head. Now, both these batsmen need to dig in now. And at least survive the rest of the session. So, try and take this a session at a time. That is a beautiful shot from Travis Head. Well kept out by Point. The England field is just all over the shot after that. It's a beautiful straight drive from Travis Head. He's going to get at least 2. It's raced away to the boundary for 4. That's a beautiful shot as well. Travis Head through cover. That's another 4. Travis Head 8 off 4 so far this over. Save your legs. That's 4. I'm not even going to bother running for that. So Jimmy Anderson been very expensive this over so far. And playing a miss to end the over. So Australia 4 for 195 after 37. Steve Smith, as I said, he's been an absolute rock for Australia this innings. He's got to knuckle down and just... I think if Australia get any chance to survive the session, he's got to bat through the rest of the session, as well as Travis Head. I think we've got to take this a session at a time. That's no, do not run that. Played and missed. That's well timed by Smith. Flick through square leg. It's probably going to be another boundary, and it is. Robinson's been very expensive so far in this test match, but he's picked up 3 wickets, so you can't really fault his methods.
End of the over. Australia are now on 199 for 4.
Jimmy Anderson's going to be running into Travis Head. Going to be pretty annoyed that he got so many runs off him in the last over. I would be anyway. Travis Head just leaving those wide ones alone. There is a square leg in place, so that pull shot isn't really on at the moment, so I know Travis Head's definitely thinking about it though. Do I hit that pull shot? There is a shot through mid-wicket and behind square leg available, which is exactly where Travis Head hits it. And he's hit that really fine, but they're just going to get a single from it. That's a 200 up for Australia after 38.5 overs. Sorry, 38.4. Gee, that's a good shot from Smith. Another beautiful stroke. That'll be 4 more. 4 for 204 Australia. Steve Smith 73 off 80 at this stage. Now they've employed a bit of a ring field. That'll be byes or wides, I reckon. They've called it 5 wides. So Jimmy Anderson not having a good time of it at the moment. That'll be another wide. So back-to-back wides by Jimmy Anderson. He just wants to get this last ball done with, I think. Steve Smith happy to let it go through to the keeper. Travis Head now back on to face some deliveries. 51 overs left in the day. That is a beautiful shot from Travis Head. Probably didn't have to run, but it's going to be 4. Just flick through the covers for 4. Well fielded by mid on there. Play missed by Travis Head. Well, Robinson's done well to come back from these last 2 deliveries. No, don't run that. Don't be silly. 40 overs done. Australia 4 for 214. Jimmy Anderson still on to bowl. Steve Smith's pulled that away to the boundary. That'll be 4 more. Fine leg couldn't quite cut it off. Steve Smith moves on to 77 now. Make that 78. Flick through mid-wicket by Travis Head. Going to get at least 2. It's going to get 3, I reckon. Could potentially run a fourth, but don't want to risk a run out. Now the boundary's been put out for the boundary. The fielder has been put out on the boundary for Steve Smith. We're going to run 2 here. That's good running. They've brought the field back in now, which is a little bit strange. It's well fielded. Ben Stokes back on the bowl now. Hopefully Travis Head can take care of him. And he, first ball was just smashed that through cover for 4. 50 partnership between these two. Done very, very well. No run there. That's a beautiful shot. The pull shot's been brought back in, and that's 4 more runs. Travis Head feeling confident with that pull shot. It's a little bit risky because there was a square leg in place, but he's timed it very, very well. That's gone over the top. That might be buys. Yes, it will be. That's another wicket down. Ben Stokes is on the board. Just cut straight to point. Travis Head will be disappointed with that. Australia 5 for 236. Pat Cummins. No, we'll go with Alex Carey before we go with Pat Cummins. Alex Carey on test debut. Next man in. Steve Smith going to be facing Jimmy Anderson. Disappointing one to lose. Disappointing wicket to lose just so it didn't have to happen. Now, Steve Smith, I reckon, is going to have to face the bulk of the deliveries for the remainder of the session. And he's out. Oh, we'll have to challenge it. Just on principle. It's not a no ball, so that's fine. It's a big nick, I reckon. So Steve Smith gone for 80. So now we're going to bring Pat Cummins in. So Australia 6 for 236. Sort of in survival mode now. The 2 new batsmen haven't faced any balls between them. No run there. Tick Cummins smacking the chest. He'll be fine. Ball kept out by Cummins. So Australia not in the best of shape at 236 for 6. Gary going to be facing his first delivery, which he has promptly smoked down the ground. Don't think it's actually going to reach the rope. He's going to get 3. No, just 2. Beautiful shot. 4 runs. You know the drill when it comes to full tosses. I don't care what position we're in. It's the channel rule. It's a channel rule. No run there. It's a beautiful shot through cover. It should race away to the boundary for 4. So Alex Carey being the aggressor very early in his innings. I don't know why I can't say that. England now blocked off the leg side. Sorry, the offside. So Australia move on to 247 for 6. Pat Cummins got 1 ball to get through on the Ben Stokes over, which has been left alone, and Australia still 6 for 247. It's a beautiful shot from Carey. Let's punch that through the leg side for him. Slow outfield. Just going to get the 3, I reckon. So Carey's putting a lot of faith in Cummins to face the bulk of the deliveries. So Cummins already faced 5 deliveries. So that's a good shot from Cummins. That'll be 4. Well fielded. That'll be a wide. That's a beautiful pull shot from Pat Cummins. It's probably going to get to the rope, although it is a slow outfield. And it's gotten there, so Australia 6 to 259. Pat Cummins hit a couple of nice boundaries in that over. Rat drinks. Oh, that's Khawaja. Hey, Khawaja. How you going, bud? Anyway. Back to the match. Ben Stokes running into bowl at Carey. My stomach. Doing a bit of growling at the moment. I'm feeling a little bit hungry, which is not good when you're halfway through recording a very, very long video. Playing a miss. It's a dot ball. 3 in a row from Stokes. Last ball, the over. Ben Stokes running into Carey. That's a maiden, so I think that's another maiden to Ben Stokes. I think he's got a couple already. Chris Wokes into bowl, changing the attack. Okay timing on that shot, not absolutely perfect. Pull shot from Cummins. Flick that through to the leg side.
End of the over. Australia are now on 260 for 6.
It's a good shot from Cummins. Hit it over the top. That'll be 4. So you get for bowling another full toss, Ben Stokes. Leave that. No run. Just to be safe. Just to be safe. Leave that. Just the single from Cummins to end the over. Australia 6 for 265.
End of the over. Australia are now 265 for 6.
Well played by Cummins, well smothered into the ground. Probably could have left that alone. Didn't want to risk anything getting into the slips. No run there. All played again. That'll be a maiden. So Australia's still 265 for 6. 49 overs done. We're over halfway of the day one. Jimmy Anderson back into the attack. He's 1 for 71 off his 11 overs. He's been very expensive so far. Hopefully he can pull that back a little bit, but Carey's just smashed him down the ground. First ball for 4. Carey doing very, very well to begin his innings. 18 off 14. Just get the single, I reckon, for Carey. Pat Cummins starting to get his confidence boosted by facing a good handful of deliveries. That is a glorious shot from Pat Cummins. That'll be 4 more. Brilliant shot. Absolutely brilliant.
Yep. Oh, good bowling.
50 down. Australia 6 of 274. It's having a bit of a stretch. Chris Wokes back on the bowl. Leave that alone. Well left by Carey. Didn't time that well. Did not time that well at all. Well fielded by Cover. That's another maiden by Wokes. Australia 274 for 6 after 51.
Right there. Right. Yep.
Oh, nope, 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 nope. Panic, panic, panic.
Yep.
It's a good shot from Cummins down the ground. That'll be 4 more.
Right there. Yep.
Cummins has turned that sort of Yorker length delivery. He's just punched that down the ground. Ooh, that could have been a run out if that ball hit the stumps. Well left by Cummins. Well left again by Cummins. Australia 280 for 6 after 52 overs. Going at a run rate of just over 5.3. Alex Carey coming in to face Wokes. Dot ball. Wokes probably deserves a wicket. He's been the best bowler in terms of economy so far. No run there. Carey's done very well negotiating with Chris Wokes so far this over. Another dot ball. One last ball of the over.
End of the over. Australia are now 280 for 6.
Australia 280 for 6, just as you heard on the PA announced system. Run rate is slowly decreasing as we're using a couple more of the tail enders to bat, especially Pat Cummins. So we sort of want to take our time with getting these batsmen in rather than just going gung-ho from the beginning. Leave that alone. So it's not necessarily a bad thing that the run rate is decreasing, in my opinion. We just got to survive this first day. As a oh no, well fielded by mid-on. I'm not sure if that's Stuart Broad or Jimmy Anderson at mid-on. No, Jimmy Anderson's bowling it. Stuart Broad at mid-off rather. Sorry. Stuart Broad's been phenomenal in the field today. And that has been punched down the ground by Cummins. That'll probably be another boundary. It's been flicked off the pads through the leg side again. Just going to be 2 on this occasion. Cummins moves into the 30s. 50 partnership is up between these two. Stuart Broad is on to bowl. Hopefully he can be a bit more economical like he was at the beginning of the innings. There's 36 overs left today. There's 6 remaining in the session. So hopefully these guys can see out the remaining of the session and the day. Well bowled again by Broad. Well fielded as well, I should say.
Oh yeah, we had this.
Play and a miss. Haven't seen one of those for a little while. Carey's starting to get his eye in as well. Just get the single. I believe that's come off the bat. It has, yes. So Jimmy Anderson coming from the other end, being very expensive so far in this match. That's flicked through mid-wicket by Carey, and it's just stopped in the outfield. Slowly trickling to the rope. I don't think it's going to get there, but they're going to run 4. Very well done. Another shot through mid-wicket. This is probably going to be an identical result to the last one, and that'll be 4 more runs. And Jimmy Anderson has brought up his 100 in 14.2 overs. It's well fielded. Australia 295 for 6 after 56 overs. 4 overs to get to tea. Straw brought back into the attack. It's well left by Cummins. No, 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 no. What is the fielder doing? Well played by Cummins. That'll be another maiden. So Australia 295 for 6 still after 57. Ollie Robinson back into the attack. Sorry, 295 for 6 did I say? Or 296 for 7. You know what I mean, it's on the screen. Anyway, Ollie Robinson back into the attack. Alex Carey doing very well, sort of. He started off very aggressive, but he sort of toned it back in the last probably 10 overs. Duck below that. Play and a miss. It's well fielded. That'll be a maiden. So Australia still 295 for 6. Pat Cummins facing Stuart Broad, not for the first time today. That's a play and a miss. Well bowled by Stuart Broad.
Right there. Waiting.
No run there. Well left. Oh, well fielded. Just the one from it in the end. Pat Cummins 31 off 55. And that is the end of the session. So both teams walking off 59 overs done. Australia 296 for 6. Steve Smith, disappointing to not get 100 there, but starting to build a couple of good partnerships here. This partnership's worth just 60 at the moment. From a bowling perspective, Chris Wokes has been very, very economical. Stuart Broad's been good. Ollie Robinson's been good, but he's been expensive. And the other the bowlers have been expensive as well. So, but we haven't faced any spin yet, which is notable. So hopefully there might be some spin in this session. But we're going to face Ollie Robinson first. Well, that's a slow ball. Cummins are going to pick up 2 there. It's a good shot from Cummins. That'll probably be 4. And it is. Well left. It's 1 over done in the last session. That's Drinks. Chris Wokes coming into the attack. Alex Carey to face. There's 30 overs remaining today.
Yes.
That was absolutely stupid. Why did I do that? That was so dumb. Mitchell Stark into the lineup. What a stupid, stupid decision. Well, England are up and about now. Australia 302 for 7. Alright, these two have got to see out the rest of the day. Flicked off the pads nicely by Cummins for 4.
Right there.
Well fielded.
Yep.
Again, flick through the leg side. We might pick up 2 here. Just the 2, sorry, just the 6 and the wicket off the over. Mitchell Starc now facing Ollie Robinson. God, I'm so annoyed about that last wicket. That was horrendous. Mitchell Starc doing well to face out these couple of first couple of balls. I said that sentence backwards. That is a glorious shot. That'll be 4. Didn't even bother running. Leave that alone. Playing a miss. Typical tail ender business. Pull shot is open. Another play and miss. That's alright. Didn't get out. Chris Wokes back into the attack again.
Waiting.
Well fielded by mid-off.
Wait. Yep.
No run. Can't afford another wicket.
Waiting.
Another maiden from Wokes. Australia 312 for 7. No run. Good decision not to run that. 27 overs remaining today. That's a good pull shot. That'll be 4 more. Well done, Mitchell Starc. That is clubbed down the ground. We've got another full toss. That'll be 4 more runs. Back-to-back 4s by Mitchell Starc. That is a good shot. And it's gone for 6. Mitchell Stark starting to be a little bit aggressive. 18 off 10. That's a beautiful shot. And it's back-to-back sixes. So very expensive over this one. I think 20 off it so far. Make that 24. So Australia 336 for 7. Run rate now back to 5.25 after that. It was under 5 for a little bit, but not for very long. It's a good shot from Cummins. Through cover. Surely that'll reach the boundary. It does. Cummins is 47 now. 47 off 76. Australia into the 340s.
Yep.
Nope, no run. 25 overs to go. Well played, well bowled, well fielded, good cricket all round. It's a good shot by Mitchell Stark through cover. Gonna run 3, but might reach the rope, and it does. So he's into the 30s now off just 16 deliveries. 32 off 16, so strike rate of 200. Ollie Robinson's reached his century. I forgot to mention that. And the last, oh, that's a good shot. Back-to-back boundaries. That's a bit uppish, that one. 66 overs gone. Australia 348 for 7. Pat Cummins on 47. Off 78 deliveries.
Right there.
Well fielded by Broad. It's playing a miss. It's going to be at least 2 here for Cummins. And it's reached the boundary, and that is the 50 from the Australian captain. 51 off 81 deliveries, 10 fours in it. Definitely a captain's knock when needed. So, well done, Pat Cummins. And for recording, we've just nipped over the 2-hour mark. So, The final length of the episode should be about 2.5 hours, I'm guessing. But we're getting through the overs quite quickly, which is good. Excuse my stomach there. End of the 67th over, Australia, 352 for 7. And just beautiful shots all over the ground by Pat Cummins. A lot through the offside, especially through cover. But there's also some stuff through square leg and behind the wicket on the leg side as well. So lots of good cricket shots. That's beaten the fielder. And it's going to go for 4. First boundary for Mitchell Stark off Jimmy Anderson. Jimmy Anderson won't be happy with that. The fielder, Stuart Broad's been pretty good today in the field. But that was a costly mistake. That's pulled away. No fielder out there, so a perfectly safe shot. Now Mitch Stark moves on to 44 from 20. Yes, I said that. 44 from 20. It's a beautiful shot down the ground. Just a little chip shot. It's just going to be 1. So 9 off the first 3 balls from this over. Now they've got a weird field in place at the moment. They've got men out on the boundary on the leg side and the offside. Now Pat Cummins hasn't been hitting too many big shots, so I'm guessing they're just run-saving shots rather than wicket-taking, run-saving field positions rather than wicket-taking field positions. Chris Wokes onto bowl. It's in the gap through cover. It's not going to reach the rope. The fielder's going to get there first. Just be the 2. Chip down the ground, full toss, that'll be 4 more. Poor delivery from Wokes, and he got what it deserved. Cummins now 58 off 89, definitely taking his time. That was up-ish. It's beaten the fielder. They're going to run 2. Cummins now 60 off 90. Duck below that. Oh, it's gone for buys, I assume. Yes, 4 buys. Left again by Cummins. Well, Fudu, that's the end of the 69th over. Australia 374 for 7. Jimmy Anderson back in the attack, bowling at Mitchell Stark. It's beaten point. It's going to be 4. Mitchell Stark has just thrown the bat at that. And it's worked out for him in the end. Let's have a look at that on the replay, because I'm not exactly sure what happened. Yes, it's just gone over the top. Never mind. And that'll be the 50 for Mitchell Starc. He's done very, very well today. That should be 4, and it is. So 53 off just 23 deliveries from Mitchell Starc. 10 fours, 2 sixes in it. He's done very, very well. Run rate's now back over 5.5. No run. I think Mitchell Starc should just settle down for the rest of today. There's not even 10 overs to go, so if him and Cummins can make it to the end of today, they'll have done well. Sorry, there's 20 overs left, not 10. 10 till the new ball. It's in the gap. I'm going to run it. Just going to be the 2. Actually, they'll get away with the 3rd. So 70 overs done, 20 to go. Australia 385 for 7. And there is Mitchell Starc's 50. Beautiful shots all over the ground. And there's 2 massive sixes over square leg. Stuart Broad back into the attack. He's been very economical so far, and he's picked up a wicket. So hopefully the Australians can keep him at bay. That was a very lucky one to not hit. No run there. It's beaten the fielder. Just get the 2. Actually, it's reached the boundary. I've not timed that at all. But it's reached the boundary. Mitchell Starc moves on to 60. He's tied up with Pat Cummins. He's done it in 300% better efficiency. I've just made up a sentence there. 3 times as quickly is what I meant to say. Good way to end the over. Australia 389 for 7. Pat Cummins will be facing Jimmy Anderson from the other end. Put a very odd field in place for him. As I said before, I'm assuming it's just to save runs rather than take wickets. Because Pat Cummins hasn't hit a ball in the air all day. They've brought the field back in, so it's more of a traditional ring field now. For no run. Beautiful straight drive, that'll be 4. Played and missed. Played and missed. Oh, but it's called a wide though. That's interesting. It's well fielded. Just be the single. Pat Cummins moved on to 67. I believe that's actually his test high score, if I'm not mistaken. That is a beautiful shot by Mitchell Starc. That'll be 4. That's the 400 up for Australia. 401 for 7. . . Jimmy Anderson hasn't had his best day in the field today from a bowling perspective, so Stuart Broad bowling from the other end. Pat Cummins all over the top of that one. It's 100 balls up for Pat Cummins. 67 runs off 100. He's done very well so far. Leave that alone. Wonder what the partnership is for these two. It's almost 100, so 99 run partnership so far. Probably should have waited until the partnership came up. Leave that alone. And that's maiden, Stuart Broad. Australia 401 for 7 still. Just beat the single. Fine leg's going to cut it off. Mitchell Starc moves on to 65, and that's the 100 partnership for these two. So congratulations to Pat Cummins and Mitchell Starc on their 100 run partnership.
Right there.
Gee, that's well fielded. Well fielded. It's jagged away by Jimmy Anderson, so Pat Cummins finding it a little bit difficult at the moment. Soaking up a lot of dot balls. No. I thought that beat the fielder, but it didn't. Mitchell Johnson, Jesus. Stuart Broad now on to have a trundle. It's beaten square leg. Finally, he's going to attempt to cut it off before it reaches the boundary. Doesn't quite make it. So Mitchell Starc moves on to 69. Some more runs through the leg side for Mitchell Starc. Mid wicket is in hot pursuit of that. They're going to run 4. Mitch Starc now on 73 off 38. Doing very, very well. And he has absolutely clubbed that one. It's gone for 4 more. 3 fours in a row by Mitchell Starc. That is a good shot. Now it's 4 fours in a row. He moves on to 81 off 40. Quick single. He's done well there. 82 off 41. Run rate's now up to 5.6.
Right there.
That's dot ball to end the overs. So 75 overs gone. Australia 419 for 7. That's the drinks break. So we've got 15 overs to go. Okay, so there's a few gaps open for Mitchell Stark. If he wants to take advantage, he's just going to leave that one alone from Jimmy Anderson. But there's a big gap on the leg side. However, there is a deep square leg and a short fine leg in place. So if he's tempted to hit it down there, there are two fielders down there which could potentially catch him out. There's no mid-off in place, but there is like a deep cover, I would say. You just get the single. That's 83 now for Stark. Cummins is on. Face one ball from Jimmy Anderson. 420 for 7 now, Australia. 14 overs to go. Poor shot from Mitchell Stark, but didn't cost him a wicket or anything. It's a strong cut shot from Mitchell Stark. Going to get at least 2. They've run 3. Actually, going to run... no, just the 3. Cummins is really playing a really good captain's knock at the moment. He's 67 off 111 deliveries. I think he's going to be the one who's going to bat Australia to... when I say victory, there's not going to be a result in this match, I assume, if we bat out the entire 5 days. But bat Australia to the moral victory, I will say. That's the end of the over. So Australia 423 for 7 after 77 overs. New ball will not be far away, I assume. Mitchell Stark has absolutely creamed that down the ground from Jimmy Anderson. That'll be 4. That puts him into the 90s. 90 or 50 so far. No run there. Just be the single. Ooh, that was well bowled by Jimmy Anderson. End of the over. Ollie Robinson back into the attack. Australia 428 for 7. Mitchell Stark is on 91. Hoping to get his first Test 100. Nope, no run there. It's hit it straight to mid-wicket. 12 overs remaining in the day. Been recording for 2 hours and 20 minutes. We're hoping we can just get there in one piece. That's going to be 4. Down to fine leg. Mitchell Stark on 95 now. That'll be a single. Brings him to 96. Oh, it's a beautiful shot by Cummins. Hit it through gully and slip for 4 runs. Ben Stokes on the bowl. Australia 437 for 7. There's probably one more over till the new ball. Ben Stokes is going to bowl it. No run there. Another dot ball. Mitchell Stark just taking his time to get his 100. He's 96 off 60 now. It's been in the 90s for a little while. Oh, no, not going to get there. So, single for Mitchell Stark. He's on 97 now. Pat Cummins still on 71. Last ball, the over. That'll be a dot ball. So, Australia 438 for 7 after 80. New ball yet to be taken, I believe. Nope, there it is. New ball's been taken. We'll see what England do with the new ball. That's Mitchell Stark again, getting off strike, another single. Move him on to 98. Leave that alone. Less than 10 overs to the end of the day. Ringfield is in place. I think Pat Cummins will just see out the rest of this over.
Right there. Right there.
Well fielded. Very well fielded in the end. Oh, there's overthrows. Gonna get... No, just one. One overthrow. So Stark now is going to face a ball from Ollie Robinson. He's going to get a single. So he's now on 99, which I believe is his test high score in real life. Nine overs remaining today. A bit of swinging on that. And that's the 100 for Mitchell Stark. He's going to run through. That'll be 4. Australia for 445. Australia 445 for 7, rather. Mitchell Stark 103 off 66, 19 fours and 2 sixes. He's played very, very well and very deserving of his century. So, that's the first century up for the innings. Pat Cummins, I don't think he's going to get there today. He'll probably get there tomorrow if he stays in for the rest of the day. But a very good start. The lights just flickered off for a second. I thought the PC was crashing on me. That was scary. And there's the wagon wheel for Mitchell Stark. Shots all over the ground. Very, very well done. And a couple of big sixes as well. We'd like to see that. Ollie Robinson on to bowl his 19th over. That's been smashed down the ground. That'll be 4 to Pat Cummins. That's the 449 up for Australia. I thought it was going to be the 450, but didn't quite get it. It's a dot ball. It's another dot ball. Let's just check what the partnership is worth. It's worth 147. Anyway, we've not got long to go. That's hit me on the helmet.
Right there. Right there.
Well fielded again by Stuart Broad. 449 for 7. Ben Stokes going to be running in again at Mitchell Stark. Oh, that was not good. He went for a big swing there and it got absolutely none of it. No run. Quick single, flick that down to short fine leg. Just rotate the strike, bring the 450 up. Play and miss by Pat Cummins. Ben Stokes has bowled a little bit better in the last couple of overs. He was expensive early, but he's sort of bowling a little bit better. Block and run this one.
End of the over. Australia are now on 450.
Stuart Broad on to bowl.
Stuart Broad, the new bowler, into the attack for England.
6 overs to go. 6 overs remaining in the day, I should say. We've still got 360 overs to go.
Waiting.
Just got to get through this over in one piece. Stuart Broad. Stuart Broad bowling to Pat Cummins. There's no one on the leg side, so flick it through there for some runs. Might run 3. Won't bother running 4. We'll keep Pat Cummins on strike for the next over. Australia 454 for 7. That's the 150 partnership up, I believe. Yep, 150 partnership. And Pat Cummins has moved on to 80. Duck below that one. Play and miss. Oh boy, that was dangerous. Bowled the full toss and we got sucked into it. We almost got caught out at short fine leg. Almost. Didn't happen though. That's a good shot. Well fielded. We duck below that.
End of the over. Australia are now 455 for 6.
86 overs done. Australia 455 for 7. Pat Cummins. Another big swing. Don't know what the deal is with all these full tosses, Stuart Broad. That's a good shot. That'll be 4. Pat Cummins moves on to 85. That's be another good shot through cover. Should go for the boundary, and it has. 89 now for Pat Cummins. Is he going to get his 100 before stumps? We wonder.
Wait there.
He's hit that straight to gully. Sorry, straight to point. There's a gap at cover, there's a gap at mid-wicket. Get the single. Pat Cummins is also into the 90s. Ollie Robinson back into the attack. We've got 3 overs to go. Can Pat Cummins do it? That was a bit uppish, that shot. Well fielded. Just cut that ball away. 465 for 7 now, Australia. Pat Cummins on 91 off 150. Mitchell Starc 104 off 75. Yeah, very quick single. Had to put the dive in, otherwise we would have been out. Leave that. Another dot ball. Australia 466 for 7. I really got to turn that PA announcer off because he keeps talking when I talk. That's a beautiful shot by Mitchell Starc. That'll reach the boundary for 4. Mitchell Starc 109 now. Ooh, big swing. That'll be 6. Nope, it's out. He's absolutely middle of that, but unfortunately he's got to go. That's a disappointing way to lose your wicket, especially so close to stumps. Bowled, Stuart Broad caught Joe Root. Nathan Lyon, next man in, with an average of 12. So Australia have lost 8 wickets today, and we've got 2 wickets to lose over the next 4 days. I don't think we're going to succeed this challenge. So Stuart Broad gets another wicket to his name, and that is stumps. So that is stumps. Australia lost a wicket in the last over before stumps. Now they are 470 for 8, with Pat Cummins and Mitchell Starc leading the way with 50s. Also Steve Smith and Marcus Harris getting 50s. It feels like it happened so long ago, it almost like it didn't happen at all. Ollie Robinson's been the pick of the bowlers in terms of wickets. Stuart Broad also contributing with the ball. Chris Wokes has been efficient, with Ben Stokes and Jimmy Anderson also picking up wickets. So as I said, Australia 470 for 8. I'm going to call it an episode here, guys. Let me know what you think of the challenge so far. Leave me a comment, leave me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch up with you at the beginning of the next episode. Thanks. Bye.